How much are you making per month average?
Anything above 15, 20 or above. There was a good month that I made over like 30, 35. Since our parents are a little bit older, they're kind of close-minded sometimes. You know, they don't believe that you could start something from just washing cars. In order to succeed, you have to be obsessed with your business. If you're not obsessed with your business, it's not gonna work. It has to be like your main priority. You know, we're in 2026, so passing out cards and door hangers and flyers, that doesn't work no more.
This is Frank Bautista. He's 31 years old. He actually walked out of a construction job after being injured, and then he decided to create his own car detailing business called Frank's Detailing. You started making around $3,000 a month. How much do you make now?
I make about 25K a month now.
That's awesome. So I want to know everything about your business, the insides, the ups, the downs. How do we do that?
So it's a long story, so why don't we go ahead and take care of a client and I'll tell you all about it.
Sounds good. Should we ride the car?
Let's get in.
Or the truck, I should
Yeah,
say.
let's do it. Go. Ahora sí, okay, dile.
All right, let's do this. All right, Frank, for the people that are meeting you for the first time, who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Frankie Bautista. I'm 31 years old. I started this detailing business about 4 years ago. I used to work construction for 10 years. About 4 years ago, I ended up getting hurt. They didn't want to help me. So I was already doing this on the side on the weekends, and I just had to go all full time on the business, you know?
So did you imagine doing a business at 31 years old?
No, I never imagined having a business. I mean, like I said, I used to work construction for 10 years, and I thought that was gonna be it for me, you know? Like work construction and just do that, and basically become like a foreman, superintendent, and be something in charge, and maybe even have a business company, but I never thought about having my own business. It was a blessing in disguise, being able to go from that to this, and obviously I have more stability, more financial stability, more freedom. I'm the boss of my own schedule. I don't have to ask anybody to take days off, you know?
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned that you really didn't have a choice, like after you walked out of the job after the injury, but there is other choices, like getting another job. So
Yeah.
Why dive into having your own business?
Well, I was already doing it, and I kind of wanted to try it out, so I feel like, well, I'm already doing this, I'm already trying to do it, so might as well just go all in it, you know?
And today we're gonna go do what? We're gonna go do, what kind of service are you gonna do
So right
today?
now we're gonna go do a 2013 Ferrari 450 at a tall. It's just like a maintenance.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Nice.
Yeah, so this customer, I've had him about a little over a year now. I've done a couple of his cars. This is his Ferrari that he has as well too. So I usually see him about every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a Ferrari guy.
But tell me about this car specifically. Like, how do you set the price? How do you
So
know?
basically, I have my set prices in the sense of like sedans, and obviously since this customer, like I said, he's been with me for a while. I've done a couple of his cars, so I always try to give him a good price, because obviously he's been with me for a while. He's been consistent, and he's also recommended me to family members, his sister, so that.
So it doesn't have to do with the brand of the car?
No, the brand, the model, as long as it's an SUV, a vehicle, a sedan, or a truck, it doesn't matter what kind it is.
So those are your rates?
Those are my rates, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I go by base stat, you know? So I typically start them at a mini detail, just to kind of get my work in there and get it dialed in to the point that I want it to. And then once it's there, then we could go on to maintenance, and I could see you every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, or usually the maintenance is as long as it's 3 weeks or a month. But after a month, it'll go back to mini details, because I know that with time, it's gonna get dirtier. Obviously, if it's a daily, even more, you know?
What's the hardest part about starting your business?
Getting the customers, that's the hardest part. Because you might have the ambition, you might have the knowledge, you can have the knowledge around the world, but if you don't know how to get customers, then that's the marketing.
And how did you get your first customer? Do you remember?
I just posted myself and just kept messaging people until somebody said yes. And then once I did that, then I started learning, okay, what else can I do to get more busy? Because I'm like, I need to get busy. Then I started running advertisements on Instagram, spending about maybe like $20 on an ad. Then I started seeing that, okay, this is gonna help me, because I just kept getting a bunch of messages, and out of 10 people, 2-3 would book. So that's enough right there, you know? And thankfully, ever since I started detailing, I've never been slow.
So you invested $20, let's say at the beginning, and then did you up the investment?
I started going 35. So I would run one ad, now I run like 2. So I do like 50 an ad. So now it's like 100 a day, or I do like 35 an ad. So it's like 70 a day. And typically a week, now it's like 700.
A week?
A week, yeah.
And then what's the ROI? Like, what's your return on investment on that?
I mean, that 700, I'll make it in a job. Like in one car.
In one car.
In one car, yeah. So people don't see that there's money in that. And it's not even about the money, it's more of that That's how business is made. You know, every business in this world, you have to invest money to make money. You know, all these billboards and everything, that everybody that invests money, you have to invest money to make money. That's just how the business goes.
All right, so you finally got your money back in one day from the ads.
Yeah.
What happened afterwards? So you started getting your clients?
Yeah, so what happens is, you know, after the ads are running, people see your ads, you know, it catches your attention. And then after that, they reach out to you and they start asking you questions, how much for this, how much for that. And from there, you just go clientele. So I'll get about 10, 20 messages, and out of those 20 messages, maybe I just book like 4. But out of the 4 jobs, since I run advertisements on paint corrections, ceramic coatings, those jobs are upper in the sense, so that one job alone, I could make back what I invest in the advertisements, you know, that's what you want to do. You know, you want to obviously get back what you invested, and then obviously after that, it's going to be profit. Apart from buying supplies and chemicals, whatever you need, but you still make a profit though, you know?
Right.
But those ads help me a lot because, you know, we're in 2026, so passing out cards and door hangers and flyers, that doesn't work no more.
You hired somebody to do your social media. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I have someone that films me every week. He typically comes out every week or every 2 weeks whenever we actually have something to film, depending on how we're doing. And I'll film like the car that I have. I'll pick and choose what I want to do. And you know, he gives me about 2 reels and some photos that I can use on my Instagram and just go on my platform, you know? Because my thing is whenever the biggest advantage you have as a detailer, especially what I do is work on cars, when somebody clicks on your profile, you want to amaze them with your content. They see the type of content that you have and they're like, wow, I haven't seen this on anybody else's page. Everybody has iPhone pictures or little, but that doesn't work no more.
Or like that you do it yourself.
You can do it yourself too. There's nothing bad with that, but I like that high quality content that you can showcase your work and showcase what you're worth, you know?
And roughly how much do you invest in that? Like a month?
So every time we film, I typically pay $500 for the day. So if I film 4 times a month, that's $2,000 a month.
And that includes the reel?
Yeah, it includes reels, pictures, and obviously his
editing.
Yeah, his time and stuff, yeah.
Did you see the numbers go super high after your investment with the videographer?
I feel like the videographer, it's really amazing, but it's more of the line just to present yourself. Then you have to sell yourself. Because we are salesmen at the end of the day. People say, but we are. We have to sell yourself. Yeah, and I have to show these people and convince these people that out of 2,000 detailers in Southern California, why Frank's Detailing is the person for you, you know?
That's actually pretty true. You gotta invest money to make money. Now you might be thinking, well, that's not so easy. But really, no one is going to believe in your business as hard as you do. But hey, you can start small and then start building. And when you're ready to level up, you can invest in ads, in marketing. And if the only thing you have is time, then use it to get new clients. So the question is, what are you going to invest in your business right now to level up? Let us know in the comments. Your parents, I don't want to say they weren't supportive, but you know, they kind of give you a little pushback. But why don't you tell me how that felt?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like in the Hispanic community, it's kind of like that, you know, because a lot of times, since our parents are a little bit older, they're kind of closed-minded sometimes, you know, they don't believe that you could start something from just washing cars, you know? And I always tell people, like, it doesn't matter what you do, but you can start a business from anything. You know, like you could sell hot dogs and make a lot of money. You know, there's a lot of people that sell hot dogs and they freaking make good money, you know, because who doesn't need a hot dog? You know what I mean?
We all do.
Yeah, we all do. Yeah, we all do, especially out, you know, everywhere. So it's like, detailing wise, it's not just washing cars. There's a lot to detailing. It goes to PPF, tint, anything that has to do with the car, it's detailing. So you could offer a big variety of things. And obviously you start offering paint corrections, you know, getting buffing, polishing, coatings, waxes.
Did you take classes for all that, or you just
I learned myself, yeah. So I mean, I never took classes. I always just learned myself and just kind of I just paid attention a lot and YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, University of YouTube. So just go on YouTube and look at what they do and kind of do trial and error. The more I did it, the more I learned, and that's just how it went. Yeah.
And how did your wife help you at the beginning? Because you said she was helping you the first couple times.
Yeah, she would go detail jobs with me. Yeah, so like she went like about 3-4 times until I told her, you know what, I'm good to go.
Most girls would be like.
No, that's been even like a scenario. I had a client that has about like 15 tow trucks, a towing company, and that we want to go wash them at night. We started at 12 and we didn't finish at like 6, 7 in the morning.
And she was with you?
The whole night, yeah, and working at night, and I'm like, you know, a lot of people wouldn't do that, you know.
Props to your wife.
Yeah. So you know, so that's why I'm really thankful for her, yeah, because supporting me.
Your mentality is so spot on. Like, I would say like the Mamba mentality.
Yeah,
for lack of words. Where does that come from?
I mean, I think it's more of the sense of I don't come from like a childhood it's like the easiest, you know?
Privilege.
Yeah, no, I struggled a lot in my life but I feel like I struggled because I wanted to, but I feel like that made me the person that I am because I know what it is to not have money to do this, money to that. You know, if I'm frank, if I'm like, you know, honest, there's been times when I was younger that I didn't even have 50 cents to ride the bus. You know, I had to ask somebody or ask the bus driver, hey, I don't have 50 cents. And they'll look at you like, you don't have 50 cents? I'm like, no, well, sit down, you know? But I mean, that just lets you know, like, I struggled and obviously the childhood that I lived, but it's just, I was always up and down, up and down, up and down.
Okay, so when you started the business, you were making around 6,000 to 8,000 at the beginning, or was it less?
Oh, on the monthly wise?
Uh-huh.
No, it was less, yeah. So around the monthly wise, I think I was maybe like making like 4 or 5.
1,000.
4 or 5,000, yeah, something like that. Just because I wasn't charging the amount, maybe even less, just because the amount that I wasn't charging what I should have been charging, but I knew that eventually I was gonna charge more.
Why weren't you charging?
Because I didn't know pricing wise that much either, you know. And then the more I did it, the more you have to do something to kind of know, okay, I might have charged less. Let me charge more next time.
In terms of like the effort that it takes, the work that it takes, and also the skill that
and the
it
time
takes.
that it's more of the work and the time and what you're doing, you know. So I go more when I started detailing, I would do a lot of disaster details like shampoo seats, carpets, full interior resets, and those take 4 to 5 hours sometimes. And then I kind of started isolating myself from those and pushing more towards working on paint, ceramic coatings, you know, more the detailed side. And I'm like, you know what, I need to start doing something different because that's the only way that I'm gonna make my business expand. And then I started looking into that. I started getting, started looking into buying a polisher and buying a machine, buying this, buying that, and then I started buying hoods at the junkyard, polishing and learning from like the lowest pad, the highest pad, the heavy, aggressive, more aggressive pad, and I'll see the difference what it does, you know? And then the more I worked on people's cars, the more I kind of learned how to do it.
And now, how much are you making per month average?
Anything above 15. Yeah, 15, 20 or above. There's been years that there was a good month that I made over like 30, 35, you know, so that's good amount of money to, that's good money to make. And, you know, and I tell people I just out of that Tacoma, you know? So I tell people all the time, it's not more of, it's not what you have, it's more of what you offer. You know, what do you offer and it's you.
That's actually pretty true. Nobody cares what you have, it's what you offer. Don't worry about having the fanciest gadgets, the coolest office, or actually having the newest equipment. That's not gonna get you to win. What actually matters and what's gonna make your company grow is knowing the value that you bring and the problem that you solve. Really focus on delivering results. Everything else, it's just showing off. So let us know in the comments, what is that one value that your company brings to the market? How much have you invested, let's say, in all your equipment? Do you kind of have a rough idea over the years to work?
I think the amount I have in the back of the equipment is like maybe like 7,500.
7,500.
In the back of the bed, yeah. But that's not including maybe polishers and lights and, you know, so maybe like, I think around like 10,000.
So today in this car, so what kind of service would you do?
So this car, I polished and I coated it about a couple months ago. So I just do like a good ceramic maintenance on it.
And how much does a service like this cost?
I usually charge them about $100 for this. When I did polish it, I charged them obviously more, you know? Because I applied the coating, it took me about 7 hours being here and stuff.
Okay, so that's where it gets.
I already did the larger job, so now I'm just maintaining that.
So this is a $100 job.
Yeah.
But what is like the hard cost? How much do you keep in your pocket?
I maybe like $10 in chemicals around that time, you know, maybe something like that. But it doesn't take me too long, so I think I profit maybe like $90 out of it. But like I said, the customer does always tip me, so I think I profit even more. Maybe I profit actually probably $100.
And how many cars do you do in a day typically?
If I'm doing maintenances like this, and I'm just servicing like a different type of cars that I have coated, or you know, maybe I'll do like 7, 8 cars, something like that. But I might even bring someone to help me too, to kind of help me during the day, and obviously because it's a lot of cars, and I also want to provide a good quality service, and I don't want to just rush through the cars, you know. But typically what I do a lot of corrections and coating, so that is usually I just focus on 1 car a day, because that job will take me anywhere from 7 a.m. to like 3, 4, 5 p.m.
So how long in advance are you booked normally?
Like this rest of the week I'm booked. Next week I'm ready. Maybe I have like 2 days available. So I typically book out pretty fast. Yeah, thankfully I do. Now I do, you know.
And it's all DM.
All DM messages, text messages.
When did it click that it was important to have your brand out there, like the wrap of the car? Well, I feel like social media ready.
So 2024, in the beginning of the year, I was like, you know what? I have to make some changes this year. I have to like go on in this year. Because 2023, I was like, you know what? I did this, but 2024, I think it's time to get a wrap, you know? Marketing is like about 80% in the business. 20% is anybody can do this. You can learn to do it, but it's more of marketing too. Marketing and actually being able to stay consistent and work on it, you know? But marketing is the biggest. I mean, I tell people all the time, McDonald's has been around for 50, I don't know how long, since the 50s or something like that. And then you still see billboards on them. You still see commercials on YouTube, you know, every type of stuff. And they haven't stopped marketing because they know that they have to continue marketing. I have to market my business.
And who taught you like all the business side of your...
It's myself, just kind of just as I went, you know. I learned, obviously the marketing, I learned it myself and just kind of seeing what works. And I'm thinking about business 24 hours. I go to sleep, I'm thinking about my business. I wake up, I'm thinking about my business like that. Because your business has to be your obsession. People, in order to succeed, you have to be obsessed with your business. If you're not obsessed with your business, it's not gonna work. It has to be like your main priority. Your business, you're obviously your family too, but what's gonna maintain your family? Your business.
Mm-hmm. This is actually my favorite. Make sure that you're obsessed with your business, not in a burnout kind of way, but in the way that no one's gonna take care of your business more than you do. So make sure you're out there talking about your business, taking classes, learning, tweaking. Actually, watching videos like this helps a lot. So yeah, your business is going to really feel it. And trust me, your clients will too. And talking about videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and most importantly, that you leave comments. And hey, I am done talking to you guys for today, but you better watch right now Frank's detailing masterclass because I know you're gonna love it. Check it out. All right, let's see. ¿Qué hay? Allá atrás. I wanna see.
Let's go so you can take a look at it, you know? Wow. So in the bag, this is what I have here. I have my generator, pressure washer, my 100-gallon tank, my pressure washer reel, my vacuum reel. This is the vacuum here, air compressor in the back. Yeah, so first of what I do, I just take out the generator. That way all the fumes don't blow in there, you know? Then I take out my buckets. And the buckets I do have certain chemicals I use. So then I fill out my buckets and stuff, and I have this Phillip hose here.
And it's cold water.
It's deionized water. So it's filtered. Because if I use water from the water hose, it's gonna stay in people's cars, in their windows, especially in the summertime. A bunch of water spots and stuff. And
wow.
So I think it's like 10 cents a gallon, so I have 100 gallons, so it's like 10, 11 bucks to fill it up, you know?
So we've all been washing our cars wrong, huh? With the water hose.
Yeah.
That looks like jabón sote. I'm kidding.
Yeah. So I just put a couple ounces in there with some soap. Just fill it up to the top and put the lid back on there, and then. So this is typically what I do on every car.
Does your back ever hurt or like?
It hurts right now.
You know exactly where we came from. We just hit a win, it's the main goal. I just set my stride.
Wow, we did really good.
And telling me what to do, huh?
Hey, I asked if you needed help.
Do it for my slide. Do it for my slide. Whole squad waiting they outside. I ain't gonna stop until we shine. Got them big trophies on my mind.
Now we're all done. What do you think?
Wow, Frank, it looks super cool.
Yeah, I think it looks good, huh?
Wow, it looks amazing. I mean, how long did it take you?
Like an hour.
100 bucks?
100 bucks, not bad.
You keep 90?
I keep 90. Yeah,
how much do I get? My tip?
Maybe some lunch.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for this.
Thank you so much.
Super inspiring.
Yeah, thank you.